NBA 2K18 tutorial number 3. Today I'll be showing you guys how to run and use freelance offenses intelligently and efficiently. I will also be showing you how to apply my unique scoring styles into different types of freelance spacing. I guarantee this will change the way you play and improve your scoring ability significantly. Your freelance skills are going to improve and you will be able to use every single different freelance to their potential. And if you're a little bit behind, make sure you check out my all 2K19 tutorial playlist on my homepage, or you can see the previous ones or even in the future ones in case you're watching this one later. So let's take a look at the film. So I'm going to begin showing you all the techniques first. So this is Horns Freelance, the technique is Katana Flare. So don't worry, I will break down how to do all of this in detail. But I want you to show you how you can use different freelance spacing really quickly to score. So this is Pace Freelance, the technique is Katana Dunk. So that's open free ball, open dunks. This is also on Hall of Fame, as I always play on. And this is free out 2 in freelance, and the technique here is side pick and roll. As you are probably already catching on, the multitude of freelance spacing I'm using here, I'm using very quick scoring techniques. Here, this is the freelance, is pace spacing again, but this time the technique is middle pick and roll. And as you can see, success in every shape or form, different freelances, different techniques. Now, when you get to the higher level, which I'll get you guys to, you can do this: horn spacing, Katana dunk action, into a drop off pass to the big man, into a kick out, leading to a handoff control, free ball. All out of horns, all out of you, and my scoring techniques all combined together. So what I'm really trying to teach you is I want you to use multiple freelances quickly to score efficiently with specific attacks designed to score very, very fast. So this year, to trigger freelance, all you're going to do is tap left on the D-pad and then L1. And then you will be able to access all the freelance sets that are available to you. The way this is actually set up is much faster than all previous 2Ks. And the best thing about this year is you can actually change the freelance before you inbound the ball. So this takes the efficiency to another level. So after you get scored on, you can do it. You can even do it from sideline out of bounds. So you can constantly change freelances depending on which technique you want to use. So the offensively is why you want to use a multitude of freelancers, but at the same time, there's another reason. This is because you can see me here running a middle pick and roll, but this is actually in free out 2 in freelance spacing, which does not suit middle pick and roll. You can see me run it here again, and you can see the freelance spacing does not allow this to be successful. So therefore, you shouldn't be running middle pick and rolls. That's not a middle pick and roll to free out 2 in. You should be doing it in pace, as I showed you. Vice versa. Right now I'm in pace, but I'm trying to run a side pick and roll, and you can see the corner man, when you run a side pace pick and roll, doesn't clear. That's why you need to run free out 2 in side pick and roll with that free out 2 in spacing. This is the idea you gotta get. Freelance spacing affects how your pick and roll game goes, and it also affects other actions depending on which action you're using. Get the correct freelance with the correct technique, you're gonna kill. So let's begin by talking about a very simple classic one. Use the pace freelance, but from it, use the middle pick and roll technique. This is the best freelance to run a middle pick and roll in, especially if you stretch big. Make sure you go to the side that is open, the single side, with the empty wing. This middle pick and roll is highly efficient and highly reliable. And you can see it again. So if you are going to run a middle pick and roll, that's in your plan. You have the roster for it, you have the lineup for it, you have the good My Team cards or whatever for it. Run it within pace. Don't do it in anything else, because the pace freelance gives you the best spacing for middle pick and rolls and even in pull-ups. Switch bomb by Mr. Curry. And another great thing about pace is that Katana dunk technique. So if you want to do Katana dunk, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta go to your controller settings and option and make sure you highlight skip pass and you gotta disable it. If you don't disable skip pass, you cannot do this. So you must disable skip pass before you utilize the Katana dunk. So make sure you go to my all 2K19 tutorial playlist and watch tutorial number 2 to learn how to do icon screen pick and rolls, because I'm not going to talk about it here. But you need to know how to do that to do this. So watch number 2 if you haven't. But what you want to do is you go call the icons pick and roll, but before the screener screens the defender, you want to hold down X to pass to the screener and also hold turbo. But the key is to pass to him before he screens anybody. The correct timing of this, once you pass it, will look like this, where the passer, in this case Durant, is lined up with the screener, in this case cousin, after the pass. And remember, make sure you pass it to him before he screens the defender. And once you pass it, you should be lined up like this, and you're going to pass it to him by holding down X and then also turbo. You do this, you give Cousins the ball, but you're still going to control Durant, as you can see I am. You hold down the X and turbo, don't let go, and you run to the basket, and then you let go of X when you feel like you have an empty lane to catch the ball and dunk it. That's the pace katana dunk. Classic action, but a little bit of modification to make it work in 2K19, so make sure you follow those. If not, watch it again. But you can watch it in real time here. I call for the screen. I'm holding it down to X and turbo here, and I've done it correctly because they're lined up. So all I gotta do is hold on to X and turbo, run to the basket, let go of X when I see a passing lane, dunk the fawn all day long. And this is on Hall of Fame. So same thing, pace freelance. This is in pace spacing, running as if I'm doing a middle pick and roll, but before the screen comes, hold X, hold turbo, pass it, run along the side, let go of X. Beautiful, beautiful action. So obviously do this with a guy like a handler that can dunk, or a guy that looks like he might be able to run a middle pick and roll to throw off the defense, but I'm just proving a point. This technique is so effective, you can even do it with Draymond, who you're not supposed to do it with, but it still works gloriously. Highly efficient, highly, highly deadly. So same thing, this is very smooth. So you want to get it to that level. It's going to take some practice, obviously, but you can do it to that smoothness right there. So second freelance spacing, 3 out 2 in, side pick and roll. I talked about this in detail in tutorial 2, but I want to show you again here because I want you to understand, switch the freelance, switch the technique. So this is 3 out 2 in, side pick and roll with the pick and roll techniques I taught you in number 2, and you can do pull-ups, and at the same time, this side pick and roll spacing is so good, even if the defense looks like they're doing a good job here. But what I did was I did a side sweep foop layup with my right stick, letting go of turbo. I can teach you guys that later, but the point is I got myself the correct space to do well with a multitude of other ways to score, but I'm giving myself the best spacing to do it. Fortune favors those who are prepared and ready to go. So this thing, same thing, side sweep layup. I didn't get it, but they fouled me. That's still very efficient. Now this time I'm in horn spacing. As you can see, the freelance set is in horns, and I'm doing it before I inbound the ball. And this is my horns katana free ball technique. So you can see I'm in horns. I call Draymond up with the power forward for the screen. I'm still running like the katana dunk, but this time I don't run to the basket. I'm holding the X, I'm holding on the turbo, but I'm running to the wing, the side that's empty, and I go for that free ball right there. Catch and shoot. That's my katana free ball out of horns freelance spacing. And you can see me do it again. This is in horn spacing. I told you I want to come up as if I'm running the katana dunk. Nope, just run to the side, get myself open. That's a great shot. I'm not going to hit them all, but majority of the time, that's a good look. And another good thing about horns is, just like the 3 out 2 in spacing, the horn spacing actually allows you to run very good side pick and rolls. So if you want to run side pick and rolls, you can actually use horns freelance, and it's just as good as the 3 out 2 in. So that's something for you to keep in mind. And you can actually even do a katana dunk instead of a katana free ball and dump it off to this other big man to finish it up. So katana dunk into a defensive breakdown, dump it off to Cousins. Some nice high-low, low-low action. Very nice. The point is today, I really want you guys to understand, use different freelancer spacing to their full potential. Do not be stuck with only one freelancing game. Don't even be stuck with one freelance in a quarter. Because this year is so fast to switch to freelance. You can do it inbound, you can do it sideline out of bounds. Switch it up, possession, switch it up every different possession. Just throw the defense off user online. It's gonna kill against computer, definitely. So you can see something here again. That's the concept I want you to understand, guys, with freelancers. You'll be like, oh Sam, but what about the branches? I will get into the branches throughout the course of the year also. But this concept you guys must understand, because I've never taught you this before. I have never preached you to switch freelancers, from possession to possession. That's a lot of work back then. But with the way that it's set up, you can do it out of bounds, you can do it like while dribbling up. It's just really fast. It's right on the D-pad, L1, scroll, pick one, right? That's fast, especially when you can do it out of bounds too. So that's why you want to do that, because different kind of freelance spacing offers you different ideal techniques to attack within it. That's why you need to remember, keep yourself versatile. And this is going to be very hard to defend, because it's very hard for someone to get used to. Say, oh, that guy was doing horns, and oh, now he's doing 4L. What is he doing? And at the same time, you'd be like, the branches I suggest you still want to rely on, like the money plays I'll show you for that, right? Because freelance branches are nice, but they are not, completely deadly like a money play. So mix it up, things like that. And here's a bonus clip. I want to show you the pace flush. So instead of holding X to do the katana, you want to hold triangle. This is not an optimal technique for me. That's why I decided to show it to you guys kind of at the end here. It's just, I want you to also understand you can do the pace katana dunk if you hold triangle instead of holding X. So then you will be able to, you don't have to disable skip pass. So for some of you who like using skip pass, this will be, I guess, the way to get out of that. But mostly though, the katana techniques is still useful in other places, like in the Horns Freelance. I teach you guys to go katana freeball. If you don't disable skip pass, you can't do that. But if for some reason you love the skip pass, and I can see why sometimes, because I've utilized the skip pass before, it is efficient in certain scenarios. It's just, to me, it's not as useful. It doesn't overcome just how useful a katana can be. So I always disable skip pass. But if you don't want to disable skip pass, you can hold triangle to flash. The techniques are the same. Line it up, pass it to him before the screen comes, and then just hold triangle after the big man catches the ball, and you'll be able to do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorials recently this weekend. I know it's mostly prelude, but I set it to Hall of Fame, and the most important thing is, like, just as you guys are getting like a 2K demo, I guess, even though it's much like the real game, like, I need to go through some demos. I'm making tutorial for you guys, because as you can see, for some of you who've been with me long enough, you can see the style has changed and my attention to detail is different, and also I'm kind of changing up my style, and the game has like significantly improved. Like, if they are allowing us to change freelancers out of bounds like that now, I mean, that's respect, right? It's a small thing. I mean, not a lot of 2K gamers are even gonna realize that, really. And then it's not something 2K is gonna like show in a news article. I mean, it's not a big deal enough for majority of the gamers. But the point is, right? I showed it to you guys, and now you know. You can switch freelancers quickly from a possession to possession basis while maximizing the different spacing with a specific technique that suits that spacing the best. I know that sounds a little bit long-winded, but that's exactly what's going on here. And 2K is allowing us, or allowing me, to teach you that kind of sophistication and efficiency and focus and attention to detail. So far, looks like a good year. Looks like a good year for you, a good year for me, and hopefully a good year for everybody. Alright, so more build tutorials coming also on big man builds and things like that. And with more gameplay, I can obviously show you guys more things. So, great weekend with you guys. Thank you for the support. For a YouTuber who's gone for 6 months of the year and only does this for 6 months, I am grateful for everybody's just interacting with me, playing the game with me. I consider you guys all my 2K friends. So, yeah. As always, thanks for coming. And I will see you with the full game next week.